You just say what your name is, where you live. So I live in Cali, live in Bogota, wherever that is. Anything else you want to add there? And then I enrolled in this Toefl course because why are you here? What has made that decision for you to take the course? And finally, a word to describe how I feel right now is. All right, so I'll stop sharing my screen so I can at least see your names. And yeah, if anybody wants to start, that would be great. And then I'm going to ask when that person finishes, I want you to imagine that you have a ball and you're going to throw it to somebody else in the group. So you're going to say their name and that person will catch the ball and they'll also answer those 4 sentence stems, complete the sentences. All right. Anybody feeling brave enough to go first?
Okay, me, Pilar.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Pilar. Great.
Okay, so my name is Pilar Garcia. I'm living now in Orlando. I enrolled in this course because I need to improve my English and to have a high score in my TOEFL exam. And now I feel very motivated to learn and improve my English, my pronunciation, and have um, high scores on all those subjects of this course.
Great. All right. Thank you. And so you're feeling motivated. I like that.
Yeah.
And why are you taking the TOEFL course? Is it for work or something else?
Oh, because I am a dentist, so I come here. I moved to USA in 2 years and a half ago. So I'm trying to get into the dental school program to validate my career here and to start to work as a dentist here.
Got you. Thank you for that. All right. So you can throw the ball, and I can see that Lady's got her hand up, so you might want to throw to Lady. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. That's exciting. All right, Lady, when you're ready.
Hi everyone, my name is Lady Stephanie Pascuas. I live in Neiva Huila. Um, I'm taking this TOEFL course because I want to take my master in Germany. So they asked me to have at least a B2 or C1 level in order to get into the program I want. And also, this is just for study purposes. So that's the idea to get this level. Really feel exciting to know what are the changes that we have in this new TOEFL test.
Yeah.
Thank you, teacher.
Thanks, Lady. Do you want to choose someone else, or maybe you can throw to Angela?
Um, let's
Butterfly in
see,
hand.
maybe Camila Diaz, maybe.
All right.
Thank you.
Um, my name is Camila. I live in Cali. I'm an attorney, but I work as a paralegal in New York. So I enrolled the master degree. I want to enroll a master degree. I want to apply for a scholarship. So one of the requirements is to have a high score in the TOEFL exam. Um, I feel like I will apply for a work visa the next year. I'm an interpreter as well, but I learn English by myself, so I need to prove what is my English level for that. And I'm really excited to take the English course because basically this preparation exam will allow me apply for a lot of things that I need the next year. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Camila.
I throw the ball to Gustavo.
Thank you. So, hi everyone. My name is Gustavo Alegría. So I live in Cali too. So I am dentist too. So at this moment, I classmate with Pilar. Pilar is my good friend. So uh, I want to I want to present the exam because I have always been afraid to speak in English. I think so. The exam is the way to get to good level or for understanding. At this moment, I feel a little nervous and anxious because I think so. My pronunciation is good. So I have phrases always when I speak in English. So I want to break this ice.
Yeah, good on you. Yeah, just we don't get better without practice, and we have to practice and make mistakes, and that's very normal. So, yeah,
Thank you.
good on you. And I noticed that you have the surname Alegría. And do you notice what my second name is?
My second name?
Your surname, your family name is Alegría, but
Alegría, yes.
my second name, if you see my name, Esme,
You're
can you see
Joy.
Esme? Joy, Esme Joy. What does joy mean?
but a joy means like
Like alegría.
okay. Yes,
Joy.
true.
Joy means alegría, yeah. So I like seeing that name. That's such a good surname. All right. So thank you, Gustavo. Do you want to pass to somebody else? Now we have to start remembering who we have listened to.
Okay. The good look is for Angela.
Yeah.
Hi everyone. My name is Angela. I live in Villavicencio. Um, I enroll in this TOEFL course because of career opportunities, and also I'm a doctor, and I need a specific score to apply to some universities in Brazil because I speak Portuguese and I also have to show that I can speak English too. So I need to taking this course because of just showing that I know a little bit of English. And a word to describe how I feel right now is motivated and focused.
Wow, thanks, Angela. My goodness. So you have the Portuguese, but you also need English. That's seems
Yeah.
a little too much. Anyway.
Yeah, a little bit too much, but I'm in this process.
Yeah, good, good, good. Yeah, do you want to pass this to anyone else? We've got Alsadas.
um,
Uh,
Sara Munoz.
yeah.
Hi, my name is Sara Munoz. I live in Cali and I take this course because I need a good level of English for the career I want to study, and also because I might need it like for my future job.
All right. And do you have a word? How are you feeling?
I feel very happy and motivated with that.
Great. Would you like to choose someone else?
Sara Cabrera.
I knew you were going to do that.
Hi, and first of all, my name is Sara Cabrera. I live in I live in Cali too, and I enrolled this course because I think first I want to improve and validate my knowledge in this language. Second, it's because I feel and I don't feel it's a reality, but it opened a lot of doors in a professional and academic way. So that's why I want to have like a certificate of TOEFL. And a word that describes me right now, it's motivated.
Great. So much
And
motivation.
which one is it doesn't speak
Just got it.
Alice? Adelis? Yeah, I pass the ball to her.
Yeah. Hello. My name is Adeli Sofia Salazar. I live in Colombia, in Cali. And I enrolled in this TOEFL course because I want to do an exchange program in another country. I actually study biology in Javeriana, and I want to do an exchange. Um, um, a word to describe how I feel right now is like gentle and happy.
Ah, that's great. And I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I feel like we're missing maybe Lucia.
Yes, teacher. Hello, teacher, and hello, everyone. My name is Lucia Patiño. Uh, I live in Cali. Uh, I'm enrolled in this TOEFL course because I'm an industrial designer and I want to do my master degree maybe in the United States. So I have to apply in some universities and I want to have a very good score in my TOEFL. Mm, is very fun because for me sometimes speak English is a little bit hard because I never practice. So also that is a good space like for practice and improve my English too. So I'm really excited to be here and yes, I'm really excited for the course and I hope uh, to learn new things and improve also my English. And I also want to thank the teacher for the mindful session. I love it. Yes, I just finished the work and I joined the class and you were doing the mindfulness and it was so good.
Yay, that's great. That's great. Yeah, I think you'll find that some of the practices are just really good because we are holding these classes really late. And for all the motivation you can have at the beginning of the course, there will be a moment where you're going to be feeling a bit tired, like you're not going to maybe want to join. So I do just have a little moment where we just take a little kind of check in. We do a little check in to see how we're feeling. And just come to the class, even if you're feeling tired. I know that many of you will be working all day or studying all day and then coming to class. So just bringing yourself here with your tiredness, with whatever else is happening. And I think mindfulness lets you just notice, take a moment to just notice. And it's also good for before an exam, just before you go into an exam, you're going to be feeling a bit nervous, even if you're well prepared and you've done all of your studies. You very often feel quite nervous, especially before the speaking part of the exam. So, yeah, we'll be doing some different practices, very short, just to kind of like have a few tools to help us with our managing some of that nervousness, bringing down that kind of nervous feeling that we can have that can make it difficult for us to concentrate. So yeah.
Thank you, teacher. Yes, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So, well, I'm up here in the mountain, but also still part of Cali. They always say, don't they, that Cali is Cali and lo demás is Loma. But I
Así
think
es.
Cali is a lot of Loma, So up here in Filidia, I'm, in the cloud forest and it's definitely mountain, but it's part of Cali. So my name is Esme, or Esme Joy, Esme Alegria there. Esme McAvoy, my surname, and that's because I have a McAvoy surname. So when you see an MCA surname, you might know that it's a Scottish name or an Irish name. And so my dad was from Scotland, and so I'm half Scottish. So I live up here in Filidia in the cloud forest, and I'm teaching this course because I really enjoy helping people prepare for these English proficiency exams. So I teach the IELTS course, that's the more perhaps British English course, and this Toefl course, which is brand new. So I am teaching. I've taught the old course to prepare for the old exam, but we'll be making these materials as we go because this is a new course. And I enjoy teaching the courses because I feel that everybody has a really exciting like motivation or dream before they're doing this course because maybe you want to improve your English for work, maybe it's for studying, maybe it's for studying abroad to do a master's, sometimes it's for migration, you want to go and live in another country. And so I think it's quite exciting to hear how people do after the course and maybe find out that they're now living where they wanted to be living or doing the course that they want to be taking. So yeah, I'm feeling very happy to see you all. And yeah, we're going to be this small group. Sometimes I have 25 students. Not the case at the moment. So I'm excited to have this smaller group where we can really get to know each other. So yeah, just got a few agreements for the class. Looks like a long list, but yeah, number one, if you want to see progress, my recommendation is really don't miss a class. As I said, just come a little bit tired. Treat it like you would treat a doctor's appointment. Like you just never cancel a doctor's appointment, right? You never go, oh, I'm feeling a bit tired, so I won't go. Or the dentist, right? As we've got a couple of dentists here. Everybody shows up to their dental appointment. So I would recommend treating the classes like that. You're just going to come, no matter what. Yeah, most people know just keeping your microphones muted. That's more for when I've got a really big group. And we can just use the little raising your hand on Zoom if you want to say something or respond to questions. Number four, make sure you join class from a computer. It's because we're going to be doing some reading exercises. It's really important that you can see the text. Yeah, sometimes we've got on a phone. I feel like we're not really in the class, we're not really kind of engaged, and it's really difficult to read stuff. We're going to use breakout rooms quite a bit, so just be ready for that. Yeah, active listening, not just to me, listen to all of your classmates. You can learn a lot from other students. Even if you're listening and, we can just hear some mistakes and we can correct each other and help each other out. So yeah, be really actively listening. It's a way for you to improve your listening, to fine tune into different people's voices. We really want to be working on our listening skills. Number 7, we'll talk about that in the next class, but I invite some of you to find a study buddy or a course buddy. A buddy is a friend. So you might have somebody that you chat to in a breakout room and you decide that you might meet up to do some of the homework together. Do some extra reading practice or listening. Just really helps to have somebody else to meet up with. So you might want to do that. Yeah, number 8, I'm going to be sending you an email this evening as a little test email. And so just check your spam tomorrow morning if you haven't received an email from me and see if you can find a way to make sure that the emails go into your primary folder. And yeah, just participating as much as you can. I think it makes the classes more fun, but it's also better for you and your speaking. So yeah. I think we can get right into this course. My plan today, I don't know if we're going to be able to do it entirely, but I want to run through what this exam, the structure of the exam is like, okay, with some little questions, example questions for us, okay, to practice and be a little bit interactive. And we'll take a break in the middle we'll look at I think the reading and then the listening, have a little breakout room where we can talk to each other, come back and we'll look at the other 2 sections, the writing and the speaking. You have no idea how difficult this exam was last year. The TOEFL exam, I found it really challenging. And I have to say, good news for you all that this exam is shorter and much easier. Doesn't mean it's easy. It doesn't mean it's easy, but it's easier than it was. And I think the changes they've made are largely good changes. And I think it's also because they want to be able to grade this exam using AI, and it's going to be machine graded. Not all of it's AI graded, but machine graded. So that has implications for us. It has kind of consequences for us with the speaking, particularly, which we'll go into. So the exam is much shorter than it was. This is roughly the timings are approximate because, particularly for the reading and the listening, because the reading and the listening are adaptive. You do the first module, and if you do well in the first module, you'll get a harder second module. If you don't do so well, you'll get an easier second module. So the timings can change. So let's have a look. We've got, does somebody want to read these for us, just for us to kind of get an idea? Anyone want to read this page for us? Yeah, thanks, Lucia. Great.
Okay, I'm gonna start. So, section reading. Description 1. Complete the words. 2. Read in daily life. 3. Read an academic passage. Time 27 minutes. Section 2. Listening. Description. Listen and choose a response. 2. Listen to a conversation. 3. Listen to an announcement. 4. Listen to an academic talk. Time 27 minutes. Session 3. Writing. Description 1. Build a sentence. 2. Write an email. 3. Write for an academic discussion. Time 23 minutes. Session 4. Um, Sorry about that. Session 4. 1. Listen and repeat. 2. Take an interview. Time 8 minutes.
Yeah, thank you for that. That was perfect. Do you notice anything about these sections? Anything that surprises you, or maybe the timings or something else?
So the speaking section is very short,
Yeah,
and
that's
the other
exactly what I noticed.
and the others has more time. So it has to be fast to be
Exactly.
responded this section.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, that just really stands out, that the speaking is a very short part of the exam. And it does mean that we've got to be able to speak at a good pace for the speaking. We'll talk about that when we get there. So the reading, I'm just going to quickly sort of talk about this. There are two modules. So module 1 is what they call the routing module, and it's the longer. So it's about 20 minutes. And that's the same module for everybody, or in terms of difficulty, it's the same. But we call it the routing module because depending on how you do in that module, module 2 will either be easier or more difficult. And that's where the timing changes a bit. So depending on your performance in the first module, you'll be routed onto the higher one. If not, you'll get an easier one. All right. We want everybody to be routed onto the higher module, or the more difficult module for reading. Just good to know, you can kind of move back and forth between questions in the first module. But once you move into the second, you can't go back to the first, just for you to know that. It'll be about 50 questions in total. And as you'll see, some of them are just completing some words in a paragraph. So they're not like 50 complicated questions. There'll be a clock on the screen so you know how much time you have for that current module. So it's kind of, you can organize your time a little bit for the module. So for example, you've got 20 minutes, you'll see that clock ticking down. So just remembering that we've got these 3 different tasks. The first one, complete the words, looks like this. So I'm going to give you about a minute and a half, something like that. And you can raise your hand when you feel like you've completed it. Just let your eyes kind of read the text and see if you can complete the words, these missing, or just kind of finish the words. So you might just better just do that in your head rather than doing any writing. I'll give you about a minute or so. All right, so that's about 3 minutes. Probably want to spend about 3, maximum 4 minutes on this. You might get, over time, get really good at them and be able to finish them in like a minute or so. Let's see if we can fill in the gaps together. We're just kind of getting an idea of what this exam is. So this is not like any stressful activity, just get an idea, all right? So we know from drawings that have been preserved in caves for over 10,000 years that early humans performed dances as a group activity. Does anyone think they can fill in or read the second sentence and fill in the gaps? Yeah, Angela.
We might think that prehistoric people concentrate. Oh, that 2 words I don't know.
No, but a good,
However,
yeah. Let's
okay,
stop
okay,
there.
okay.
We'll see if anyone. Yeah, so perfect. We might think that prehistoric people concentrated. This word concentrated. Anyone get these next 2 words to finish the sentence? Concentrated.
I'm not sure how to hand up the.
Sorry, what was that?
I'm not sure how to hand up, but I would say on basic survival, only basic survival.
Yes. Sorry. Oh, you didn't have to raise your hand on Zoom. I think down the bottom, if you hover your like I forgot what it's called, the cursor, you have like reactions, maybe.
Yes.
Does it appear for you?
Oh, okay, I got it. Thank.
Yeah, but that's perfect. So concentrated only on basic survival. So we might think this, and then what happens next? Anyone want to do the next sentence? Yeah, Sarah.
However, it is clear from the end that word, no, the red, I don't.
What about the next word of that sentence?
It's like the records.
Yes. So, however, it is clear from the records that what was important to them. Yeah, anyone, feel free to unmute, fill in the word. Maybe Angela.
Maybe I don't know, but maybe it's dancers or dancing or kind of that.
Yeah, the dancing, yes. So, and we have that in the first sentence, don't we? Early humans performed dances. So it's clear from the records that dancing was important to them. Anyone want to do the next sentence? Sarah, maybe, if you.
Yes, they record more drawing of dancers that any another group activity. Dancers various purposes, including ritualistic communication with the divine, storytelling, and social cohesion.
Cohesion, yeah, nice. So with the divine, so ritualistic communication with the divine, storytelling, cohesion, good. Various purposes, yes. And they recorded more drawings of dances than than any other group activity. Great. Let's just do one more of those and then we'll move on. So I'm going to pop a little timer on for us. See how you go. All right, that's 2 minutes. Lady raised her hand at 1 minute 30, which is very quick. All right, so great. Camilla's there as well. You're there at 2 minutes. Perfect. All right, so we've got that first introductory sentence. Great, Sally there as well. Psychology is the scientific study of behavior and mental processes encompassing a wide range of topics such as perception, emotion, personality, and social interactions. Most of the time, you get the first sentence with no gaps. So it's worth reading the first sentence to get your context, okay? So maybe we can have, yeah, I see Camilla there. Do you want to read the second sentence?
Okay. Since researchers, right?
Yeah.
Researchers investigate how people think, feel, and act in various situations.
Perfect. And Sarah?
It, it is essential to collect data carefully and an application thinking. I don't know that word. I don't know.
Oh, which one? Sorry. So it is a
Critical thinking
yeah, good.
when interpreting findings.
Yeah, interpreting findings. Perfect. Critical thinking. Yeah. Just kind of trying to guess. When you hear the sentence in your head, you start to be able to take an educated guess. And that's the end, isn't it? That's all of them. Yes. And that last sentence, well, you almost don't need to read it because, well, you don't need to fill anything else in. What you'll notice is that the paragraphs have 10 words that need to be completed, and that is 10 points in one paragraph. So remember that it's 50 points more or less in total. 10 of them will come from one of these paragraphs, and you might have like 3 of these paragraphs in the whole exam. So a lot of points are coming from this fairly simple activity, perhaps. I mean, depends on the language level of the paragraph, but yeah, we get an idea of this kind of activity. All right, so let's have a look. Second one is called reading in daily life. Some of them are very short, maybe just a small paragraph like this one. Some of them are longer. All right, so I'm just going to give you a couple of minutes for you to read it in your head, and you can see 2 questions there. Yeah, nice. That's a minute. You might need a little bit longer, but you don't want to spend too long on something like this. The text is quite short, they're just multiple choice questions, and it's only 2 points, right? All right, so what type of business issued the notice? Anyone want to call out the answer? Yeah, anyone? Yeah, feel free to just answer the question. Can't see who's got their hand up, sorry. Lady, maybe, as our first.
Thank you, teacher. Okay, for the first question, I think is a computer company. And for the second question, I think is by using the municipal charter app.
All right. So, anyone got a different answer for the first one?
Me.
Yeah.
I think the answer is D, a bank,
Why?
because it's telling about the statements, the billing statements, and then they are talking about paperless billing. So saving accounts is for a bank.
Yes, maybe that gives it away to receive monthly savings account statements. So, thinking about a savings account, it's probably going to be a bank. Yeah. So that's, and then I think the second one, yes, it's using the app that's mentioned in there, isn't it? Through the mobile app. So, yeah, great. And what you can do with these is kind of a little bit of process of elimination if you can't quite find the answer, but we'll talk about some strategies for these. And then here's an example of a slightly longer one. All right, this is an email. We can see, it's always good to kind of see the subject of the email and maybe read the first introductory sentence there. Welcome to the International Office Professionals Network. You might not read the whole thing in detail. You might just read who it's from, something like that. Maybe skim it quickly and then go to the questions. So let me see if I can bring the questions for you. I think I've got them. Let me find this one here. So let me stop sharing my screen for a moment. I'm going to just give you this link instead so you can look at it a little bit more easily on your own screen. And this type of question has this type of text, which is a bit longer, might have 3 questions. This one's got 4. Usually the ones I've seen have just 3 questions. So take a look at it and just see if you can answer a couple of the questions, get a sense or a feel for what this is like. Perfect. I was just about to unmute myself. Yeah, so that's, you probably don't want to spend more than about this amount of time on it. But of course, we're just seeing this for the first time, these kinds of questions. So no problem that we're going to take a bit longer as we, start to familiarize ourselves with this. So yeah, recommendation would be kind of a little skim, rough idea what it's about, and then go to the questions. So Camilla, do you want to do the first two for us? What is most likely Mr. Davis's job?
Um, Office administrator.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. And number two?
A list of other members.
Yes. And you can almost guess that just by reading. You're like, surely they're not going to give people's names and addresses or something to. But yeah, we can go and have a look what is mentioned as the benefits and which one is not mentioned. So we would be crossing out, doing a little bit of process of elimination. And then maybe Sarah, do you want to just do 3 and 4? What did you get?
Yes, the third one I think it's his company name and position, as the email said. The fourth one, to make better recommendations.
Yes, nice. And you can see for number 3, it says his company name. And I think in the text, they use a different expression, maybe. So log into web, enter your company name and current job title. So sometimes the question has like a synonym, like different way of saying the same thing. Current job title, position. All right. So that gives you a little idea of what that second task looks like in the reading. And for the third, one moment, let me see if I can, got too many tabs open now. All right, so you might get a couple of questions like that. And then the third task is, where's my little, here, yeah. All right, so then the third reading task looks more like, oops, sorry, this one. And this is an academic reading. So perhaps the most complex reading task you'll get is the academic reading. And it's a text of about 200, 250 words, usually on a topic that's a little bit more academic, but not super niche or challenging. These will be topics that you have like an idea about. So you can see, and you'll get about 5 questions with a text like this. And we're going to spend a bit more time on this type of question, just practicing some of the reading skills, some strategies for answering the questions for this text. And we'll look at this one in a bit more detail. I might send this one to you for homework for you to do. And that is the end of the reading exam, those in terms of the 3 tasks. So what happens? First module, you might get 1, complete the words, a couple of reading in daily life, maybe a couple of short ones and a longer one, and a reading an academic passage. And that will be the end of the first module. Depending on how you do, you'll go to a second module. The easier module will not, unlikely to have the academic passage, I cannot guarantee, but the harder module will have an academic passage, maybe 2, and maybe another complete the words. something like that. And that will be the reading exam. All right. So let's now think about the listening. You can see that we've got these 4 different listening tasks. We might not get to practice all of them today, but we will at least get an idea of what they're like. All right, so you can see a little bit of information here. Those 4 question types, 50 questions total, changes, different exams, different numbers of questions. The clock will be there for you to see how long you've got to answer a question. So you'll hear the audio, the question will appear, the timer will start to tick down for you to answer that question. All right, and then the next audio, and you can move on using the next button. You cannot return to questions, and you will only hear the audio once, okay? Just for us to have that clear. So the first task is called listen and choose a response. You hear one sentence and you get 4 possible answers to that sentence or question, okay? So we're going to trying to think how I can practice this without you seeing my screen. Maybe I have to, yeah, maybe I stop sharing and then yeah, that's how I'm going to do it. All right, so I'm going to read the audio for you, just for you to get an idea, and then I'll show you the options and you choose which is the best response, okay? So number 1, didn't I just see you in the library an hour ago? Which is the best response from A, B, C, or D for number 1? Yeah, Camila?
I think that is, as a matter of fact, I was returning a book.
Yes. You're going to notice with these that the answer is not always the most obvious answer, but we are choosing the best out of so reading them all and just choosing the best, all right? So stop sharing. All right, so number 2, where is the nearest bus stop? Sarah?
I can help you find it.
Yes. I can help you find it. Where's the nearest bus stop? I can help you find it. Number 3, how do I contact customer service? Camila?
Use the convenient chat feature.
Yes, use the convenient chat feature. Let me imagine that's on the website or something like that. Number 4, I'm afraid I'm not available this evening. Sarah?
And B, how about tomorrow night then?
Yes. In this case, like the others really don't make sense. Sometimes it's a little more tricky. Yeah, nice. Number 5. Isn't the post office open today?
Let's check the schedule online.
Yeah, nice. So you can see it's not exactly the right, like, isn't the post office open today? you would imagine an answer like, no, it's not, or yes, it is, but it's the best answer, right? Okay, final one. Let's see if, I'm going to see if someone else can answer. Camila, so quick. Number 6, if you need me, just text. Oh, how do you know already? Hold on. There we go. My goodness, Sarah and Camila the fastest. Sarah.
I think it's you haven't given me your number yet.
Yes. All right. So there are 8 of those in the exam. All right. And you probably have like, I think it's like 20 seconds to choose the answer. You guys are doing it in like 5 seconds. So, but you get the idea. Okay. So nice, easy entrance into your listening exam, just hearing one sentence and choosing the response. Okay. 8 like that. All right, so next is listen to a conversation. I want you to know that these are very short, but you can take notes if you want to. All right, you will definitely want to take notes for the listen to an academic talk. You might want to experiment for these shorter ones. Do you just want to listen and answer 2 questions, or do you want to take some notes? So I'm just going to read this for you. So you're just going to hear it in my voice just for today's little practice. But obviously we'll be practicing with the real audios on other days. Okay. Did you see the maintenance request about the air conditioning? Yes, I called the technician this morning. They said someone should be here shortly. That's a relief. It's getting uncomfortably warm in here. I know, I called as soon as I noticed. Hopefully it's just a minor issue and they can get it working again without too much delay. In the meantime, why don't you go out to lunch early? Maybe it'll be better when you get back. All right, nice. Let's have Lucia.
Okay, well, I think the first question is A, an air conditioner is leaking, and for the second, I also answer the second or only the first?
Yeah, go on to give us the answer.
Okay, perfect. And the second one, I think is take a break early. D.
Yes. Yes, take a break early. I think she said go to lunch. Number 9 is a bit tricky, I think, because
Mm,
it assumes you can infer, right? You can make the leap that the reason is that the problem is that the air conditioner is leaking. But we don't actually hear either person say that, do we? So I think it's correct that the air conditioning is, it should say air conditioning really, shouldn't it? I think that's
yeah,
um,
yeah.
but they don't actually say that that's the problem, that the air
No,
conditioner is leaking. So what do we hear the problem is?
yes, they were talking about the room is too hot.
Yeah.
Yes, that is a little bit tricky, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Because we know that the problem is the air conditioning, and that is
yes,
why the room is too hot. But the real answer is a room is too hot.
it's too hot.
Yeah, it's very frustrating.
Yes.
But anyway, just we'll practice some others. But yeah, it's kind of like because I was like, yeah, it's the air conditioning, obviously.
Okay,
But yeah, we
perfect.
can see
Okay.
here the little text because he does say air conditioning. Did you see the maintenance request about the air conditioning? He does say that.
No,
but he doesn't
no,
say that
no.
you're leaking. So it's very frustrating. And we just have this bit here, uncomfortably warm in here. So yeah, very frustrating. All right, so that's an example of a conversation, very short, probably just, you know, through like 4 different things. One person says something like this, right? And that's it. 20 seconds, something like that. And then we hear an announcement. That's your third task on the listening. So I'm going to read a little announcement. You don't get to see the questions before, you only get the questions afterwards. So just for you to know that. All right, so the announcement is like this. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm excited to inform you that Dr. Cynthia Palmer, a renowned expert in environmental science, will be giving a guest lecture next Monday at 2 p.m. in Waldman Auditorium. Dr. Palmer will discuss the latest advances in sustainable energy solutions and their impact on global climate change. Due to her popularity and the high interest in her work, I highly recommend arriving early to secure a seat. Just giving a little longer. See if I can see any more hands go up. All right, so let's go. I saw Camilla's hand, so do you want to do the 2 for us?
But I'm sure if I'm got the correct answer, but I believe that there is a new university science course, and then to encourage students to read her work.
All right, okay. Now I'm curious. I want to see if anyone else got the same as you or different answers. Anyone else want to share
Sorry,
what they
teacher,
think?
what was the first answer that she said?
D, a new university science course. I've got Pilar's hand up there
In
as
that
well.
one, is,
Yeah.
for me, it's adjunct lecture, but I'm not pretty sure.
Sorry, what I missed that.
The first one, the I guess lecture.
Okay. All right. And the second one?
To encourage students to read her work.
All right. And then Pilar, what do you have?
I maybe the first question I am agree with them, but the second one I thought is to explain why students should arrive early.
All right. So I've got the text here so we can have a look. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm excited to inform you that Dr. Cynthia Palmer, renowned expert in environmental science, will be giving a guest lecture. She'll be giving a guest lecture. That's our answer, right? There we are. She will discuss the latest advancements in sustainable energy solutions, their impact on global climate change. Due to her popularity, I highly recommend arriving early. So these are challenging because they're short and we just have no idea what we're going to be asked. So we really want to be, it's like attuning your listening to not miss even a sentence, all right, for these. So it seems quite easy, but it's all about your attention, I think. I don't know how you felt with that. if you agree with me, but because we really don't know what's going to be important in there. So very common, we'll talk about these in more detail when we get to the listening practice, but very common to have a question of like, what is the purpose of the announcement? And maybe something like, what do students need to do? And in this case, it would be like arrive early. So something like that. All right, so that's number 3. And then number 4 is an academic talk. I'm trying to think if I've got a good example of it. Let me see what the time is. I just want to, yeah, I think what we might do is we'll actually do this practice properly when we come to the listening part of the exam. So, but just for you to know that there's like a 2-minute academic talk, just one person, a lecturer talking. I personally think here you really want to take notes. That will be very important for you, and being able to get good at taking notes, because 2 minutes trying to keep everything in your head is pretty hard, and you'll get 4 questions. Again, you don't get to see the questions before you listen, so notes are probably a good idea. All right. Probably similar in level to the reading, academic talk, kind of similar topics as well, as we'll start to practice some of these. And anyway, I will share my slides with you and you can read this example here, all right, with the questions. So you can see here, it's kind of a psychology. Psychology is a really common subject in this new exam. Used to be things like archaeology, which are really difficult. I think psychology, we're all a bit more familiar with psychology topics. So that's probably a good thing. All right, so that's the listening. Let's take a little break, and I'm going to invite you to talk to a partner. And I've got some sentence stems for you here, like the beginnings of sentences. I've got 3 different ones. I've got a place that was magical to me. Oh, sorry, I've got an extra word in there. A place that was magical to me as a child was. A person who helped me believe in myself was. And some things I appreciate about myself are. Okay, so I'm going to put you into pairs. Then one of you might be with me. I can't see how many of us we are. I'm going to drop these into the chat so you've got them. And I'm going to invite you to put on a timer. And so you're going to I think a minute is a good amount, as we'll see in the speaking part of the exam, we only get 45 seconds to answer questions. So let's take about a minute for each of you to answer these. So 5, 6, I give you sort of about 10 minutes, should be enough. And I think we can do it a little bit like this. So we'll be in pairs. I put 20, but I'm going to say, let's put 10. And I've put 90 seconds, but I think just for time, we'll say 60. So when you go into your breakout rooms, person A will speak first and then person B, and you'll swap, okay? And the person who has the longest hair can start with the first sentence stem, all right? So a place that was magical to me as a child was, and that person speaks uninterrupted for a minute. And the listener, maybe you can keep a timer, or what you decide how to keep the time. And when a minute is up, you can simply say, if you're listening, thank you, all right? Or just do a little sign like this. And then the listener can answer the same sentence stem, okay? And then you go to the next one, and you might decide that that listener can answer the question first, and then the other person, something like that. And yeah, the idea is that when you're listening, you don't interrupt, you just listen and keep the time, okay? So we'll give this a little try. Does anyone have any questions?
No.
Very good. All right, let me make some breakout rooms. Just going to do this a little bit randomly. Okay. Yeah, let me stick 10 minutes on the clock. I get enjoying talking to your partner.
Hello, Pilar.
Hola, hello, Lucia. So the questions are, so you need time to respond the answer, yes?
Hello, Pilar. Do you hear me?
Yes. Sorry, I was in muting mode. Yes, I'm here. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, don't worry. Eh, you want to start or?
If you want, you can start. Yeah,
Okay,
if
perfect.
you
So,
want.
so I understood that we have 1 minute to answer,
Yes, so we
right?
have to answer before our discussion. Uh, I thought we need to. I tell you my answers and you told me my answers and then we discuss that. I understood that.
Ah, okay, perfect. Okay, okay. So the first question was a play that was magical to me as a child was, I think, Santa Marta, because
Yes.
all the summers my parents take me with my brother. I have a older brother, so he took us to Santa Marta each year when we finish the school, and I have so good memories there. So I think it was a magical place for me when I was a child. So
So so I mean, you want to respond all the answers or I can make my first one too.
yes, I think we can switch. You can
Okay, number two
answer.
you, number two me. Yes, to switch each other. Okay.
Yes,
Um.
perfect.
So my favorite place when I was a child, yes, is the vacation place when I went. So my parents has an apartment in Melgar, so I was a child there, so I grow and raised then there, and every time when I came to this place, I found a lot of pools, a lot of fun, a lot of friends, and a lot of freedom. You know, I born and raised in Bogota, and in Bogota everything was very cold. And then when I came back to Melgar, I feel free because I don't have to wear this sweaters and coats and boots and those a lot of clothes. And I have a lot of friends there, so I always feel free in this place. I love it. I
Oh,
remember
that's great.
yeah, my memories are very great in this place. Mhm.
I have never been there to Melgar. I never have been there. It's good. It's nice. Yes.
Yeah, but it's a place close to Bogota. It's more or less 1 or 2 hours. But now when I went to this place, uh, it was a lot of traffic jam. A lot of traffic,
Mm,
and then you spend more than 7 hours coming back, and then it was
wow.
terrible. I so the last time I went there, um, no, I hate. I promise I won't come back to this place. Yes, yes, I love it. But
Wow.
when I was is very nice. It's hot weather, but it's very very congested the traffic coming back and go there. even though when you come and get and come back, it's
Wow.
terrible.
Yeah, 7 hours is too long.
Yeah, it's almost like go to Medellin, like that.
Yes. Wow, that's crazy.
But it isn't a traffic jam. It's terrible.
Wow. Wow.
Okay.
Incredible. Okay,
Okay,
so
so you
the
with
second
number two.
the second question.
Mhm.
So a person who helped me believe in myself was hmm, wow, that is a deep question. um, hmm,
So maybe a
I,
teacher, a friend, your mom, an uncle, or cousin.
yes, I think my family in general, but I will say that my brother because we are very close and always when I'm not sure with something or I'm afraid, like he's always been there. Like our difference in ages between us is 2 years and a half.
Yeah.
So we are very, very close. And I always look him like, like my example and everything. And like he always like helped me believe in myself that I can do whatever I want. So I will say that my brother, but my family in general, but my brother, I think he's a good person that helped me believe in myself.
Yeah, okay, same as me. So I think our parents always try to make us the best they can, but
Yes.
we don't receive that in a good way. Maybe with the brothers, when with the siblings, when we grow up, what's amazing because they are not too stressful than your parents, but they can teach you. And when you have another brother or sister, is better. In my case, my sister was 6 years older than me, and she was a doctor, and she was always an example to follow her. And then she was like I passed a lot of time with her because my mom works, and then she tried to teach me a lot of things, and then I admire a lot her, but not but okay. I thought my oldest sister. I have two sisters,
Two
and my
sisters.
oldest is my inspiration. Make me to be a good person, inspire me. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's really nice. And you are the youngest, or
Yeah, I'm the baby of the house. Yeah, I'm the
so
youngest.
so in total you are three, right?
Yeah, but my oldest sister
Yes.
already died. She died, and
Um,
and then I remember her with a lot of nostalgic, but I'm really grateful to know her and to have her in my life because she teach me a lot. And then, as I told you, she's my inspiration in everything. When I get tired and I don't want to work more, or maybe living here, I thought, oh, what's very difficult. But if she was here, if she was here, maybe she'd do that strongly. So she's my inspiration always, and she helped me to believe in me, in myself.
oh, that's really nice. I'm really sorry that she isn't here, but yes, maybe she will be very proud of you. Yes, of
Sure, I
course.
hope so. Yeah, sure,
Uh,
sure. Yeah, but I appreciate a lot his
yes.
her presence in my life. Yeah, yeah.
Wow, siblings are really important, right? Like I think siblings are like very, very important for our life. It's incredible.
Yes, so I own a mom. I have two kids, but they are very They are like 22 and 19 years. But
Yeah.
when I was with my first kid, I come back to my home and I saw him playing alone, and he has an imaginary friend. So I said, "Oh no, he has to had a
Yeah.
brother." Okay,
Yeah.
7 seconds. Yeah, 50 seconds.
Oh,
Okay.
that's really nice. So you have two kids, like they are two boys?
Yeah, yeah, two
Oh.
boys.
But no, but right now they are like teenagers, like right? Like 19
Yeah,
and
difficult
22.
ages. Yeah, yeah, yes, yes.
Um,
They are here with me studying in a college, so you know that they are
yeah.
another age of their lives, and it's teenagers are very difficult.
Oh, yes, yes. I know what, but wow, I think the greatest gift of a mom is the siblings, like
Yeah,
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 so that's really nice to hear the history with
yes,
you. Yes.
yes.
Okay,
So we don't have more time. Yeah,
were
I
you
would
able to?
I would say that we have extra time to discuss what we say to each other and repeat some of the information just to be sure.
All right, nice. Good, 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 good. Yeah, just getting a sense of or a feel for this type of speaking as we're going to see. Um, yeah, and a chance to get to know each other. Because this exam is much shorter and I think it is a little bit easier, I'm hoping that we will have time for just practicing some of your fluency in English, maybe adding to your vocabulary, doing some exercises that are maybe not totally focused on the exam. Previously, this course has been 100% focused on practicing the questions for the exam because it was particularly challenging. And I think this kind of opens us up to having a bit of extra space to doing, speaking to each other. Yeah, just talking about different things and working on your fluency. So yeah, we've just got a little bit of time left. So yeah, I think we can have a look. So that's essentially the listening and the reading. And if we look at the writing, we've got three tasks to do, but not that much time, 23 minutes. So in fact, we're not writing like long essays or anything like that. The first is called Build a Sentence. There are going to be 10 questions like this, and you rearrange the words or phrases that you're given, you drag them on the screen into the correct order, all right, so that it makes a sentence or a question that's both grammatically correct and contextually appropriate. So we've got this example here. I won't be able to join the study group tonight because I have another commitment at the same time. And then you're given these words at the bottom and you need to put them in order. Sometimes there's an extra word that you don't need, not always. So I won't be able to join the study group tonight because I have another commitment at the same time. And this is like the next sentence that the person would say. It's a bit like a game rather than writing, but anyway. If you feel like if you think you want to try, you can unmute and have a go. Just for time, so we get the idea. I'm going to do this one for you. We've got that capital M there on my, so that's probably the first word, isn't it? And I think it's my scheduling conflict prevents, with an S, prevents me from attending. My scheduling conflict prevents me from attending. So there we are. Let's have a look at these ones here. We're planning a trip to the mountains next weekend. Tell me, can you make the question? Anyone get the first two words? Yeah, Camila.
Can you tell me whether the cabins will be available?
Yeah. Can you tell me? That's a useful phrase. Can you tell me whether the cabins will be available? Yeah. Number 3, perhaps a little easier. I'm looking forward to the concert this weekend. Anyone want to take a guess? Should I give it to you?
I don't know, teacher, because I see three verbs, two verbs, and an auxiliary verb, but it has another two verbs.
Yes, we might have a word that we don't need.
Yeah, I feel the same. I feel lady because I would say that it could be what time does it start to, but they do at the end. It's not necessary. So it's like what we can do in that case.
Yeah, there can be sometimes a word you just don't need. So just count how many gaps you have, in this case 5. So I'm going to say, well, I've got 6 words and I only need 5. So one of them, and yeah, what time does
Does
it
it
start?
start?
Yeah, what time does it start? That's going to be our question, right? And it's just checking, do you know how to use do? When do you use do and when do you use does, right? In this case, what time does is needed. And number 4 then, the museum exhibition opens next month. Another question. I think this time we need all the words. Yeah, Camila.
Do you know how much will the tickets cost?
Do you know how much tickets will cost? Yeah, there's no the in this case. Do you know how much tickets will cost? If there was a the, you had it in the right place. So you could say, do you know how much the tickets will cost? Or do you know how much tickets will cost? Yes, perfect. All right, so you're going to get like 10 of those. So we definitely want to be practicing how to form questions. Do I know how to use auxiliary verbs? What else? Different kind of phrases for things like, can you tell me? Things like that. All right. I think we did pretty well there. Yeah, let's see how we are for time. Yeah, I'm just going to quickly show you what the other two writing tasks are. So that one's considered a writing task, even though really you're just dragging words into an order and it's a bit like a kind of game. That's part of your writing exam. The second task, 7 minutes, is to write an email. So in this case, you get like a scenario. Your co-worker Kevin recently recommended a new restaurant for your team to visit. You took your team there, but everyone was disappointed. The food was not as good as expected and service was slow. You need to inform Kevin about the situation and discuss future lunch options. Write an email to Kevin. In your email, you include explain what was wrong with the restaurant. The food not very good, service was slow. Describe the team's reaction to the visit. Everyone was disappointed. Suggest alternative lunch arrangements. Write as much as you can in incomplete sentences. And then you'll have a space to write your response. Okay, it just says write as much as you can, complete sentences, so you don't want to copy the bullet points. And I quite like this question, this question type of writing an email, because there's a lot of creative license. You can add the name of the restaurant. You can say why the food was not very good. You can add details, right? You can create your alternative lunch arrangements. What do you think you should do instead of going here? All right, so lots of kind of freedom to be creative in this one, but you've only got 7 minutes. So you want to read it, make sure you've got clear the points that you want to include, and probably just start writing. And then here you've got another writing task. Write a response for an online academic forum. You've got 10 minutes for this. So this is usually like it's like your teachers created a platform for you, and you've got a question from the teacher, and then you write. You'll see a couple of students giving their responses, and then you write to add to the online academic forum. So you express and support your opinion, make a contribution to the discussion. All right, so there you've got like a little text from your teacher. And essentially the question is, which action would you argue is most beneficial to the environment? Commuting by biking or walking, recycling, or eating a vegan diet? Which one is best for the environment and why? All right. So here you'd probably want to write about 150 words, something like that, in 10 minutes. All right. So we didn't get to our very, very short speaking exam today, but we can look at that at the beginning of next class, I think. But yeah, I don't know how, maybe just hear from a couple of you about how you're feeling, having seen those question types. Anyone feeling more confident or less confident? Does it feel doable? Yeah,
In
lady.
my teacher, in my opinion, I think in my case, for example, I think I need to use more linkers or yeah, connectors to change the word so, because I don't want to say all the time so, or I don't know if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that it's important to use different linkers or expressions that give like a high level English, or at least
Oh, I've lost. Did I lose you there, lady? Hello? Oh, I missed the last bit. Can you guys hear me? Sorry, I don't know if it's my internet or...
Yes, teacher, it was lady.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, we missed you at the end there, but yes, connecting words are important, definitely. So we want to have a good range of them for your speaking and for your writing. Those the two, where you're producing the language. So we can definitely be looking out for different ones that we can use, and extra reading really helps as well. Yeah, thank you for that.
Thank you, teacher.
Yeah. Anyone else just before we go? Maybe one more
Teacher,
point. Yeah.
can you share this slide with us?
Yes, yes, I will. And I'm going to find out how to put them on the platform as well so that you've got them there. But I will send them via email and they will just be connected to my drive and you can download them. I mean, I don't really remove them from my drive or anything, so you'll have access to them. So yeah,
Okay.
I guess what I want you to do is just check your email. I'm going to send an email to you in the next sort of half an hour or so. Make sure you've received it. And if you haven't, you can send me an email and let me know. All right. So give me until tomorrow morning, just in case I don't send it tonight. But here's my email anyway, just so you have it. And yeah, if you haven't received an email from me by tomorrow morning, let me know via email. And I'm going to send you a little practice exam to do, some questions about just kind of thinking about your motivations and your goals. And you can send that writing to me. It's interesting for me to see what your writing is like. And don't worry if it's got mistakes in it or anything, that's just good for me to see. And what else might I include? Well, and I'll send the link to the slides. Yes. All right, so we will see each other next Friday because Monday's a bank holiday. We can't have class on Wednesday next week, and we'll have our final Friday class, and then we'll start with the real schedule. All right, so thanks everybody, and have a good rest of your evening. Rest if you've been working hard.
Thank you,
Thank
teacher.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
teacher.
teacher.
Take care.
Have a good night and good weekend.
Yeah, thanks, Pilar. Same for everyone.